If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon for notification. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom where there lived a king who only had one leg and one eye. But his skill, intelligence, and generosity made him a competent ruler. As a result, the people in his kingdom lived a joyful and healthy life under his rule. Then, one day, while the king was walking in his palace, he noticed the portraits of his ancestors along the hallway. The paintings of his ancestors sparked a thought in the king's mind. He thought that his children would walk the same corridor one day and remember all the ancestors through these portraits. But the king never had his portrait painted because he had never thought of getting one. No one had ever suggested he get one painted because they were unsure how it would turn out due to his physical abnormalities. The king wanted a portrait of him because he wished his younger generation to remember him when they see his painting. So the king sent an invitation to all the painters from across the kingdoms to his court. He announced that he wanted a beautiful portrait made of himself that would be placed in the palace. So any painter who wants to paint his picture should come forward. The painter will be rewarded based on how good the painting will turn out. The painters started to panic and thought about making the king with only one leg and one eye look beautiful. How can his picture be beautiful? It is not possible. They were also scared that the king may get angry and punish them if the portrait did not turn out beautiful. So one by one, all the painters started to make excuses and politely declined to make a painting of the king. But one young painter raised his hand and said that he would make a beautiful portrait of the king that the king would like. The king was finally happy hearing that at least one of the painters was interested in making his painting. The other painters got curious about how this young painter would make a beautiful painting of the king. King excitedly permitted him, and the painter started drawing the portrait. He then filled the drawing with paints. Finally, after a long wait, he said that the picture was ready. All of the courtiers, other painters, were curious and nervous about how the painting would turn out. How will the portrait look beautiful with all the physical abnormalities of the king? What if the king doesn't like the art and gets angry? They curiously waited for the big reveal. Finally, the painter uncovered the painting in front of the court. Everyone in the court, including the king, was left stunned, looking at the picture. The young painter had made a portrait in which the king was sitting on the horse, on the one-leg side, holding his bow and aiming the arrow with his one eye closed. Indeed, archery and horse riding were few of the skills the king possessed. Nevertheless, the king was delighted to see that the painter had made a beautiful portrait by creatively presenting the king's abnormalities. The king adored the picture, and the painter received a very generous reward. You see in life how beautiful the world will look if we could ignore others' weaknesses and celebrate their strength. The world will be more beautiful if you ignore the flaws in others and see their strength. This is wise man quotes. Stay blessed, stay motivated. Please subscribe our channel for more motivational contents.